Hey everybody, Sam I am here to talk to you about all the models of our stabilizers when it comes to bow hunting specific models. We have three right here. You may be familiar with the products we offer, you may not. So I'll go over all three of our models and discuss a little bit about what makes each of these unique. There are similarities, of course, between all three of them as well. One thing above all else that you should know right off the bat is that any bow, any hunting bow, can be made to shoot extremely well with any of these choices. So while I understand that people do want to select what is in their mind the best possible choice for their bow, keep in mind that these all offer characteristics which are leaning towards giving the bow that control through the shot, the suppression of movement, the suppression of vibration. They're all geared towards offering those traits. So when they're adjusted correctly and tuned with the amount of weight that you'll need, that you ultimately arrive at, they're going to shoot extremely well. So let's start with the one I'm holding in my hand now. This is the newest model we offer. This is a TAP-DOA ultralight bow hunting stabilizer. It is called that because it is dead on arrival. It does have a very muted, suppressed feel, and in the lengths that we offer with the amount of weight that it comes with, which is 2 ounces plus a 3/4 inch button head screw, it is pretty ideally suited right out of the package for a lot of hunting rigs. So we have three sizes. I'm holding the 10.75. We also have an 8.75 and then the 6.75. This uses the same aluminum end outsert that all our other stabilizers do. So the Element X has that same end outsert, and the Hybrid Pro does. Same depth of thread, so you can put just as much weight on the DOA as you can on any other stabilizer. There is no restrictions in terms of its construction, of its integrity, its strength for how much weight it can carry. It is capable, and it has the thread depth to do that. You would need a longer screw, however, to put more than 2 ounces on here. That'd be easy to swap screws out. 5/16/24 thread, female threading on the end, of course, industry standard for stabilizers. 5/16/24 male thread on the back. So on the back side, speaking of that, you have 4140 steel, powder coated over top, extraordinarily rigid and strong connection point. The body of the stabilizer, ultra high modulus, meaning ultra high strength, tensile strength, carbon fiber. Inside of the carbon fiber is what makes this especially unique and extraordinary, in that is vortex material. Vortex material, very beginning, was part of what brought about the development of TAP. That is something that is unique to our stabilizers. It works extremely well to further deaden the feel. So if that's very important to you, then you may want to focus on a stabilizer that does have a bit more of that. All of our stabilizers deaden at the shot, but that isn't the primary purpose of a stabilizer. That's just a side benefit. I add the vortex material because in the beginning I realized that was a desirable trait. People wanted it. It does not do what people think it does. No stabilizer does in terms of truly mitigating bow noise downrange. Take that out of your mind entirely, in fact. It is included in some bow tests you'll see in publications, but that's flawed. It's flawed in the way the testing is done. A stabilizer is designed to do what? Stabilize and improve accuracy. And we also design ours to feel good in your hand, to give you a very positive type of response that you'll grow accustomed to and that you'll find is very helpful for improving accuracy. So back to the sound mitigation and the testing, you know, when you see these tests being done in the industry, you have a mic that's placed roughly 3 feet or so at most from the bow, and you have a stabilizer projecting out towards that mic. Bow noise that is picked up at that point blank range by a microphone is I won't say that it's irrelevant. It certainly is relevant in determining overall peak volume of the bow. But you have to keep in mind that at these close ranges, anything will alter what is getting to that mic, because objects that are in line with the pickup point, I've seen this in my own testing to be extraordinarily crucial. Placement of individual items can alter things so much that I've not seen that to be the case outdoors. So where indoors, yes, at a very close range, you might actually see a difference because of a stabilizer in place on peak volume. Outdoors, it does not play out the same way. And that should not be the focus for when selecting a stabilizer. You want to quiet your bow, there's one good way to do that, and that is addressing impact, string stop. But this video isn't about our string stops. You can check that out later. So the DOA model is the lightest stabilizer we've ever offered. It's a very good product. I'm using this currently on the TAP Edition Summit 6 from Athens. I'm using a 10.75 on the front, along with the infinite angle quick disconnect, and on the side I have 8.75. Currently using 6 ounces on the side now with that bar, and I'm using 2 on the front. All right, so let's look at the Element X. 5/8 outer diameter, just like the DOA is. However, this stabilizer is entirely metallic, 100% metallic design, meaning that that's titanium underneath that powder coat, titanium tube, same rear outsert that the DOA has, same end outsert that the DOA has. Steel weights, just like that. In this case, we're using a 5/16/24 socket set screw though. One of the weights is threaded, the other 2 are not. You get 3 ounces plus the screw. This is a very good product that for suppression. If you're going to make that your primary focus, and I hope you don't, in selecting a stabilizer, it is very likely that an 8 to 10 inch Element X would be the ideal choice for you. But I want your focus to be accuracy first. So think about it in that respect. Talk to people that have shot the products. Maybe find someone that has the same bow, if possible, that you have, or talk to me, because I've set up so many people, hundreds upon hundreds of people. I've talked to and gotten them set up with an ideal array of products. So the weights vary a little bit from the Element X to the DOA. The Element X is slightly heavier at its base weight than the DOA, but it is the second lightest stabilizer we have. And then coming in on the heaviest end, but none of these stabilizers are heavy by any stretch of the imagination or any standard when comparing them to each other, of course, is what I'm looking at. We have the Hybrid Pro. The Hybrid Pro combines the best of the best that we have to offer. And it is a very interesting looking design. Aesthetically, I think people find this to be very pleasing. It is known to be highly accurate, especially in longer lengths, 10, 12, and above. It has, some people have explained it this way, as it has a calming effect, they feel, in that it has some weight positioned here in closer to the riser. So they feel that it maybe calms the pin down a little better than other stabilizers they've tried, or even potentially other tap stabilizers that they've tried. That will vary person to person. It's subjective. It's not. There's not a definitive way to know how it will feel. But it is also designed for suppression of vibration. It has vortex material inside, just like the Element X does. Considerable amount inside that tube. Considerable amount inside this tube. I don't really divulge the amounts that are put in there. It's proprietary. But they each have it, and they do a good job. Also has high modulus carbon fiber through the body. So you're seeing trends here, you're seeing similarities. It only makes sense. A small company like mine, given the level of responsibility I have in the day-to-day operation and the production of these products, I need there to be consistency in materials that I order, and I need to be able to get as much as I can from any individual component. So if that means using it on multiple products, that's absolutely what will be done. However, the products do offer unique characteristics and will respond slightly differently. But beginning point of this video, what did I say? All of these stabilizers, when properly set up, and you take the time to work through it, you do your shooting, you put your due diligence in, these will produce top-notch accuracy. So essentially that covers what I think people need to know off the top when it comes to these products. When it comes to length, how much weight to put on, now we're going down an even more complex road, and there's a lot to consider. I've done it in other videos where I've talked about bar angle. These are all things you have to work through and you have to look at and consider. You can't just slap it on necessarily because you saw somebody else put it on a certain way. It could be a good starting point, and in fact might end up being right, but in all likelihood it will not be exactly what you decide feels best and what shoots best for you. So reach out if you have further questions on things, but I do hope this helps give you some guidance. One last thing I probably should mention about the DOA. People have questioned if it's a good product in comparison to these two because of its price point. And I'll just get straight to the bottom, straight to the heart of this issue and talk about why there is such a variance in the price point. This was designed to be never offered to retailers. It's designed to be sold only direct to consumer, where these products are available to retailers. So the margin, the profit margin that I could have offered to retailers is gone. It's scooped out, and it's created a very economically priced stabilizer that allows people to purchase and perhaps with less concern that maybe they're getting taken, or that they're going to waste money, or perhaps it's, you know, an ill-conceived use of their available funds. It's not, of course. All of our products have proven time and time again, 4 years now, to be effective. But I wanted to allay fears that people might have and give them an option that is more economically priced, but still offers phenomenal performance. And just look at my own bow, the bow I'm currently shooting the most. What's on there? TAP-DOA. I'm not sure anything more needs to be said than that. So stay tapped out. Take care, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.